Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another video. Today we are going over all the Team Affinity program Future Stars cards that came out today. I forgot what they were called, but that is in fact what they're called. We're just going to go over all 30 new Future Stars cards that came out today. And I'm going to give you my quick opinion on them. It's not going to be too long because otherwise this video would be like 2 hours long and you guys probably don't want that. We'll be streaming a little bit later today for a little while up until the NFL draft. Then I'm hopping off to watch the NFL draft. So if that sounds great to you, why don't you click subscribe and come on over. We'll be talking all about the new update, I'm sure. That's enough self-promotion though. Let's get into the video. We're going to start in the American League and we will work our way to the National League. We'll start in the East, go Central, West, and then continue going. I guess we'll go over everything that's new as well. So we had up until like 70 points. The new thing here is 80, so you get a new stadium name plate, as we can see there for the Orioles. You get 3 new Team Affinity packs at 90 points. Then you get at 100, you get a Ball as a Habit pack. You get 3,000 stubs. And then at 120, you get the new Future Stars card. And the first one here is Ryan Mountcastle. Now, I mentioned, or I haven't mentioned yet, I did a prediction video for all 30 Future Stars cards, and I don't think I did well. I think I went like 1 for 30. I've been watching these as they come out. Ryan Mountcastle, I don't believe, was one of the ones that I said. So, Ryan Mountcastle here, first baseman, elite last name there with Mountcastle. This has just turned into how many times can Josh say Mountcastle in a short period of time. But he's going to be a really good hitter. He profiles as a first baseman. Probably wouldn't use him in third base or left field just because the arm is so bad and the fielding would drop to below 60, I believe. But he's going to rake. I mean, he's going to be a pretty good card there. 92 overall first baseman. If you're an Orioles card, I would say this is a win. Red Sox now. I'm going to try to do this in pretty much one take. We go all the way down. You get the stadium nameplate, all the same stuff. Bobby Dalbec, the third baseman option for the Red Sox. Not somebody I thought they'd go with. Now, a lot of these Future Stars cards, I thought they were going to be like traditional Future Stars cards like they've done in the past. Kind of like Victor Robles in 2017, who have played in the majors a little bit. But they went much younger on us, and I think that's kind of okay. Now, Dalbec here, he looks really good power-wise. He's got low vision. He kind of looks like a right-handed version maybe of Gallo with less power. The low vision, high power numbers are just what I think about when I see that. The fielding, the arm is really good. Really pretty decent card there for the Red Sox. We'll go over to the Yankees. I can already tell you guys, because I've seen this card, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's Clark Schmidt. He's got a sinker. He's okay. He's got a sinker, curveball, changeup, slider. My main issue with this is the slider, changeup, and curveball all line up in the same timing window, as do the sinker and the fastball most likely. So he's really only got 2 timing windows, so I don't think he's going to be that playable online, but I guess we'll have to see. So, that leaves us with the Tampa Bay Rays. As we go over, we got 95 overall. It's Vital Brujan, the second baseman. Now, he's fast. This guy's going to fly. 95 speed. Got pretty good fielding. Not a great arm. I think second base probably suits him well, but you could maybe get away with him at shortstop. Depends on what your team is looking like. He's going to be pretty good, though. The contact's pretty good. The power's okay. Really, it's pretty low. It's not terrible. It's pretty low. He's got high vision, though. He could be like a Tony Gwynn type player, I guess. From last year, obviously, a signature in MLB 19. Very similar to that. Obviously, the power number is not as high there for the Rays guy as I back out Team Affinity because I'm bad. But that's kind of gut reaction who it reminds me of. We'll go to the Blue Jays here, and it's Kevin Smith. Now, Kevin Smith here, I believe, was the first ever Helen Keller Player of the Week over on Foul Ball Sports or something like that. Whoever does the Helen Keller Player of the Week. And now he's got a Future Stars card. So what a journey it's been for him. Honestly, not the best card. If you're a Blue Jays fan, it's a win, I guess. If you're going to give us a shortstop, I don't understand why they didn't go Bo Bichette. He looks okay. I'm not super impressed. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. We'll go down to the Central now. We got the White Sox. We'll go all the way over. It is Dane Dunning. Now, Dunning does have a sinker and a fastball. The curveball is significantly slower than the slider, so I think this is going to be better than Yankees guy. The 92 breaks pretty good. All the per-9s are fine. I don't feel like he's that great of a card, but I feel like he's okay. If you're a White Sox fan, you could probably stick him in your rotation and be fine if you really wanted to. But not like an elite level card. It's a good card, it's just not like a super elite level card by any means. Now the Indians here. And Nolan Jones here. This was revealed on Fuzzy's video. Obviously, go support Fuzzy. If you haven't heard of him already, I don't know how that's even possible. If you're watching this video. Nolan Jones here looks like he's going to mash a little bit. He's got 96, 73 contact, 106, 98 power with 59 vision. The vision's low, but it's not terrible. 117 discipline means he's going to be check swinging for days. The fielding itself is low, but the arm kind of makes up for it, in my opinion. I really think you could play him any of his secondary positions and it would be fine. I think you could get away with him in left or right because the arm is good enough. And then first base, obviously, you kind of burning the arm, but it looks okay. So Nolan Jones, really good. I think that's one of my favorites that I saw before making the video, even. Now, we got another one. Daz Cameron. I'm a boss. I'm a G, so I went at least like 2 for 30. I predicted this one in the prediction video. Daz Cameron here, he doesn't look that great. He looks okay. The fielding's good. The speed's decent. The hitting, the contact versus lefties really boosts the overall here. Gets him up to a 90. The rest of the card, not that great, to be honest. No offense to Daz. No offense to Tigers fans. I just don't think Daz is the best card to be released today. Now the Royals here. I've not seen this card yet. It is Brady Singer. Sinker slurve, fastball changeup. I mean, he's got those glitchy pitches that everybody kind of wants. It reminds me of the gold Mike Minor card, just in the card art. There on the Future Stars card. He looks decent, I guess. The per-9s are all pretty good. The home runs per 9 is nice, but it doesn't really matter. Not great velocity. The break's decent. These are the hitting stats. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this card. I think it's decent. I don't think it's like elite, but I think it's good. And we'll go to the Twins now. Obviously, following up after Buxton, we got Future Stars Alex Kirilloff. First baseman and a corner outfielder. He's going to mash. He's got 101, 93, 88, 75 on the first 4 stats respectively. He's got pretty high vision. Really good card, I think. The fielding's decent. The arm is pretty decent. You could get away with playing him in the outfield, though he is on the slower side. Maybe you could play him in left. I think you could get away with playing him in the outfield. It just depends on how much you want to deal with having a slow corner outfielder. If you have a fast center fielder, I think this is viable. If you don't, the gaps get really big in a lot of ballparks, so I don't know how viable he'd be. But if you have a fast center fielder, you could get away with him in a corner outfield spot, I'm sure. And he's probably going to rake. We'll move on to the West here. We'll go Angels first, and the new card is 94 overall Brandon Marsh. Now, we have a Discord if you haven't joined already. A link to that is in the description. One of the guys in there really excited about this Brandon Marsh card. He looks really balanced. He's got really good, like the first 4 hitting stats, none of them are great, but all of them are pretty good. He's got nice vision. The fielding's good, the arm is pretty good, the speed's pretty good. Like, he's just balanced. He's a 5-tool player. He doesn't have any elite skill, in my opinion, but all of the skills are pretty good. I guess the arm could be elite at 90, but it's not like upper 90s is what I'd really consider to be elite. And we'll keep going. Next card here is shortstop Jorge Mateo. Now this card, like the Blue Jays card, not the best. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. The speed is really good, 99 speed. He could be like one of those glitchy, if his swing plays well, you never know. But at first blush here, it doesn't look like the best card in the world. The fielding's decent, the arm is pretty good. The hitting's just not there for me, in my opinion. Obviously against lefties he's going to be decent, but I don't know. Not my favorite. Not my favorite card. We'll go to the Mariners now. Now the Mariners here, it's going to be Evan White. 94 overall, Evan White, a first baseman, no secondaries. 95 fielding, 80 speed as a first baseman with no secondaries is interesting for sure. 89 and 103 contact. The power's decent, not the best, but decent. Vision's pretty good. He looks pretty good. He's going to mash. He'll play a decent first base for you, I'd imagine, at 95 fielding. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Now it's time for my favorite team, the Texas Rangers. Let's see who we got. Give it to me. Give it to me. It's Josh Young. Let's go. First round pick here from Texas Tech in the last draft, wearing the Hickory Crawdads uniforms. He's good. Third base only. The hitting is decent. High vision I like. 80 fielding, 87 arm is decent. 63 speed's decent. I think it's a decent card. I don't think it's the best. I'm not going to be super biased here from the Rangers. I don't think it's the best card ever. I think it's decent. We're just going to have to see how the swing plays, but it's definitely a card I will add just as a Rangers fan. And we'll go over now to the Houston Astros, the last in the American League. And it's 92 overall, Jose Urquidy, or Urquidy? I don't know. Somebody in Houston can let me know. He pitched in the World Series last year. He's decent. He's got the changeup, slider as the two primary pitches. Then he's got a fastball that is pretty high velocity at 95, and then a curveball. He's decent. I don't think he's a must-have, but he's okay. National League time. We'll go over to the Braves to start in the NL East. And Kyle Wright, I can already tell you, is one of my favorites. Really good pitch selection here. Fastball, slider, curveball, sinker, changeup. A lot of different timing windows there. Obviously with the fastball, and then the sinker's a little bit slower. The slider, the curveball, the changeup, all those are kind of at different speeds. The changeup and curveball will probably be in the same timing window, but really 4 good different speed pitches here for Kyle Wright. I think he's going to be very usable. I think he's going to be pretty good. The velocity there, the break, all the per-nines are decent. I think this card's going to be pretty good. Marlin Stein, this one's going to be Jazz Chisholm. I know because he's on the front page, but I haven't seen the card yet, and here it is. 90-71 contact, 92-83 power, 63 vision. There's a shortstop. He's got decent speed, decent fielding, decent arm for a shortstop, obviously. He's decent. He's going to be good. It's a lefty bat. If you struggle lefty-lefty, maybe this isn't the card for you, but if you're a Marlins fan, I think this is probably a win. Jazz Chisholm, obviously pretty good. Now, Mets guy, I forget his name, Andres Jimenez. He looks good to me. He's pretty balanced. He's a shortstop, left-handed bat. He's got good contact, good vision. The power is lacking, but everything else is decent. I think this card is going to be pretty good. I don't know if I'll play him at second base or shortstop. I think this is a card I want to have, and Kyle Wright as well. We'll see. I think he will probably play him at second or short. I think he's decent. I don't think he's like a must-have or anything, but I think he's pretty good. Now for the Phillies, we'll go over. It's a 90 overall. It is Adonis Medina. He's got the sinker, he's got the four-seam fastball, a sweeping curve, a changeup, and a slider. Really good pitch selection and like differential, I guess, with the sinker being as overpowered as it is this year. I think he's good. I don't think he's the best. I think the card art is really good. I think this card is just good. I don't think it's elite. I think it's fine. We'll go over to Washington now. The reigning World Series champs, and it's Luis Garcia. Look at that, a second baseman here, 19 years old, plays third base and shortstop. Also, kind of on the slower side, slower than most of the cards released today, especially in the middle infield or outfield variety. Really good contact versus righties. That boosts the overall a ton, I imagine. The rest of the card is decent. He's good. He's not my favorite. I thought they would have gone Keyboom maybe, but he's fine. He's decent. We'll move on to the Central now. It's the Cubs. This is the other one I think I got right. It's Nico Horner. Yeah, 93 overall. Second baseman again, 84 speed. See, we were just talking about low speed on the Nats guy. Nico Horner's got 84 speed. The arm's not great. The arm is kind of lacking. 81 fielding, good, not great. He also plays shortstop and center field. I probably wouldn't use him at shortstop, but center field could potentially be interesting. And he's got good contact. Power again lacking. All of these cards are kind of built in the same way, I'm noticing. Kind of like good contact, lower power. The fielding's pretty good. The speed generally is pretty high. But Nico Horner here, decent, pretty good card. Reds time. The second team in the Central, obviously following up Joey Votto, it is Nick Lodolo. He's got sinker, slider, fastball, changeup. The pitch selection's fine. He'd be better if he had a cutter, but as a lefty, he's going to be pretty good. I mean, all the per nines are really good, obviously. The hits and Ks per nine really elevate this card a ton. I think he's going to be really good. I think this card is probably a pitcher you could have in your rotation the rest of the year. But obviously it'll just depend on his delivery and if he's easy to pick up and how he plays. But really good there from Nick Lodolo. Next card, or next team, I guess, is the Brewers, and it is Zach Brown. Now, not that Zach Brown from the Zach Brown Band. This is a different Zach Brown, obviously. And he spells his name correctly there with a CK instead of spelling it like Zach. He's got a fastball, curveball, changeup, two-seamer. Not as impressive as the Reds guy. I don't think he's very good. Comparing him directly to the Reds guy who we just saw, he's decent. I don't think he's as good as Lodolo though. Just speaking candidly, I don't see it. Pirates, I have no idea who this could be, like legitimately, and it's Ke'Bryan Hayes. I might have predicted this one. I don't remember. I had a guy named something like this. He looks elite. Yikes. Dude, this is a crazy card. 97, 89, contact, 72, 64 power is fine. The 85 vision is pretty good. The discipline's good. I mean, all of it's good. Bunting's not as good. The fielding's got 98 fielding over at third base with 92 arm and 83 speed. This guy's going to be a boss, especially in BR. I think this card is going to be amazing. I mean, that's the winner right there. I think the Pirates may have the leader in the clubhouse, at least at this point. Nolan Gorman is here. Now, he's going to rake righties. He's a lefty bat, plays third base and first base. He's going to rake righties. He's pretty good still against lefties, 66 vision. All of the hitting is elite. This card is going to mash for you. 79 vision is not the best that we've seen at third base, but it's definitely passable. 85 arm, again, not the best, but still passable. 55 speed. For a third baseman, that's doable. It's not like he needs to cover a lot of range, it's just a lot of reaction time. He's pretty good there for the Cardinals. And that is it for the Central, so we got one division left here in the West. It's the Diamondbacks we'll start with. We got 94 overall, Alex Thomas. Following up David Peralta. He's okay. The thing that immediately scares me there is 66 arm in the outfield. I don't love. I like my outfielders personally with a better arm. I just feel like it's really powerful in game to have a good arm in the outfield. Alex Thomas just doesn't do that for me, but the rest of the card looks pretty good. 90 fielding, obviously really good. 87 speed's pretty good. The contact, obviously very good. The power's passable. The vision's pretty good there at 93. It's a pretty good card. The only downside there is the arm, but aside from the arm, if you can get past that, maybe if you play at Yankee Stadium or something where the outfield's pretty small, Alec Thomas there is going to be a pretty good card for you. We'll move on now to the Rockies. 91 overall, it is Ryan Ellison, a pitcher. Can't say I saw this one coming, but sure. Cool. Fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, two-seamer. Just a pretty standard pitch selection there. I mean, the differential between the fastball and the curveball is really good. It's like, 15 miles an hour? Not really a math guy, but that's kind of what my math is telling me here. 83 hits per 9, 94 Ks per 9 is good. 82 walks per 9 is fine. Home runs per 9 doesn't matter a ton. It doesn't matter at all, actually, when you're not simulating. Those are the contact and power numbers there. Obviously, National League pitcher, you got to check, right? And then I don't know, he looks okay. Not the best pitcher ever. He looks decent. Going to the Dodgers, this card's going to be pretty good. I don't know. I think he might be decent. And the reason I say that is because it is Brusdar Graterol. Now, he's got the sinker, a slider, and a fastball that comes in at 99. He's also got a changeup and a curveball, obviously. He looks really good. The per 9s, the hits and Ks per 9 are all great. The control's low. The walks per 9 at least is low. 79 control is not that bad. 99 velocity, 92 break though, and we'll go over here to Quirks, and he has got outlier 1, which means the primary pitch exceeds maximum velocity, which means that sinker's actually going to be coming in much faster than 95 miles an hour. And that's going to be a problem. If you guys face Kluber, Ever, or Britton, that's going to be a problem when you have to face them at higher levels. So, I mean, Dodgers there, they got a winner. They got a pretty good card there. Second to last guy here is Taylor Trammell. Again, built the same way. Contact's higher, power's lower, vision's a little low, but not bad. Again, the arm kind of wards me off, but he's a left fielder primarily, so it's fine. You don't need to make as many long throws in left field as you do in, say, right or center. The speed, though, is elite there at 94. He's an interesting card. I don't know if I'll get him, but he's interesting, at least. He bats left, throws left, obviously. Yeah, I mean, he's just an interesting card. And the last guy that we'll talk about here is the Giants card, and it is Helia to Ramos, the right fielder. He also plays left field and center field as secondaries, and he is very balanced. The contact and power numbers are all somewhere between 80 and like 91, so they're all within 10. The fielding's decent, the arm is decent, the arm's good. The arm's good. It's definitely above average, 89. It's not elite, but it's good. The speed obviously is good. Yeah, I mean, this is just a good card there for the Giants. Helia Ramos there is the guy closing out the video. So that's going to do it. Probably a longer video. We'll try to edit it down a little bit. Let me know if you made it this far who your favorite is. And I will catch you guys in the next one.